CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. Premier Danielle Smith says she's encouraged by her meeting last night with the Prime Minister, and she has praise for the first 5 major projects announced by the federal government.
Well, I can tell you that when I looked at the first 5 projects, I thought finally they get it, because it's all the projects that have been difficult to build. It's mining projects, it's LNG Canada, and I think that that demonstrates a real shift in the focus of this government. I've seen that the Prime Minister has talked about supporting both conventional and new energy, and I think we're seeing that with some of these early announcements.
The projects include copper mines in Saskatchewan and BC, the expansion of an LNG terminal in BC, expanding the Port of Montreal, and building small modular nuclear reactors in Ontario. And Mark Carney says the second group of major projects will be announced by the Grey Cup.
We're also referring the Pathways or Pathways Plus project to the Major Projects Office. Pathways is an Alberta-based carbon capture, utilization and storage project, which could achieve enormous emissions reductions, taking the equivalent of the emissions of 90% of all the cars and trucks in Alberta off the road.
Carney says Pathways Plus would also be paired with a new pipeline. All of the projects will be overseen in Calgary at the Major Projects Office. Former TransAlta CEO Don Farrell will lead it. A Calgary man is accused of breaking into a woman's home by tunneling from his apartment into hers. Calgary police providing these photos of the damage. The woman says she came home to find a large hole in the floor despite her door being locked. She also told police she'd been having ongoing issues with the man who lived below her unit. Ben Edward Mays is facing a number of charges, including break and enter and intent to commit criminal harassment. Calgary police call this a deeply disturbing violation of personal space and security. A Calgary man is accused of luring a 12-year-old girl and sexually assaulting her. Lethbridge police say in April, a girl was picked up by a man who befriended her online. The 12-year-old was taken to a short-term rental where she was sexually assaulted repeatedly. Calgary police have arrested and charged Jangir Ali Samir. Investigators say they have evidence to believe this was not an isolated incident and there may be additional victims. Alberta's Court of Appeal is reviewing the case involving 2 men serving time for their roles in the Coots border blockade. Anthony Olenek and Chris Carbert were sentenced to 6.5 years for mischief and weapons possession. Olenek was also convicted of possessing a pipe bomb. The jury found them not guilty of conspiring to kill RCMP officers. The men want the appeals court to overturn their convictions or reduce their sentence. The Alberta Next panel is making its next stop in Lethbridge tonight. The panel has been gathering insight on Alberta's relationship with the federal government, with mixed reaction heard in its stop so far. Those wanting to attend must pre-register on the province's website. After Lethbridge, the panel will be in Airdrie on Monday. It will be in Calgary on September 29th. COVID-19 is on the rise, and the proof is in Calgary's wastewater. One dashboard monitored by the federal government says both Calgary and Edmonton are seeing high virus circulation. The wastewater monitored by the University of Calgary and the province is also trending higher. Samples are taken from public facilities and analyzed in labs where multiple pathogens are monitored. Infectious disease experts say this indicates that COVID will soon circulate.
We are seeing an increase over the last several weeks, and it's a reminder that respiratory virus season is here and COVID is not gone. COVID will be back this fall, and we're starting to see that rise now as we move back into classrooms, back into school, back into work.
Jenny adds he's concerned about the province's fall immunization program creating barriers for Albertans who want the shots. He says keeping immunizations up to date helps decrease spread and severity of the disease. And measles cases are also on the rise in Alberta. 21 more cases have been confirmed since yesterday. 12 are in the north zone, 9 are in the south. The best protection against the highly infectious and preventable disease is 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, and they are still available for free. Fairy tales will come to life in the latest production from Alberta Ballet. Once upon a time, 1,000 Tales follows the journey of the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, who is in search of Cinderella, all the while encountering characters from Snow White, Aladdin, Sleeping Beauty, and many more. The ballet's artistic director says the tales inspired the composer's vision for the performance, and that left him with a unique challenge.
And he named the fairy tales of his inspiration, and the problem was how I put all these fairy tales into one story. And then I had the idea to actually rewrite a new storyline with all these fairy tales being the characters of this new story.
It's definitely not something old. It's new and it's exciting and it keeps you on your toes the entire time from start to finish.
Once upon a time, 1,000 Tales will be at the Jubilee Auditorium from Thursday to Saturday before heading to Edmonton next week. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.